You need to pay something to the MNO if you want to be loaded inside the SIM, right? So I don't know who say that, but at the end of the day, you will need to pay. So the question is no, do I need to pay? It's more how much, but I will not talk about how much, right? Because it's not my role as a standardization body. The question is more, do you want to have a front fee? Do you want to have a fee for transactions? So if you go to the fruit company, you will need to pay a fee for transaction, but you will need to pay. Or do you pay because you have a lot of fraud, and then you will pay for the fraud? Okay. So the question is not if you want to have something secure and you will be hacked, and it's very simple to hack in a mobile phone. So the question is how you want to protect your business. So how a standardization body may help issuer to take decisions. Okay. So I will talk about the end-to-end Simplified framework, which is something that we have published beginning this year. We have a new version that will be published soon. Just to give you some points. So back to the point here, but if always we are talking about banks, take it for transport, take it for any kind of application, right? Today, you are delivering some services with here a credit card, transport card, whatever. The question is that, what is your path to mobile? Okay, so one of the paths in mobile in which the most of the company we are working, it's just to make a cut and paste of what is on the card and to put it on the SIM card. Okay, so it's taking an EMV application to do EMV business with the EMV risk to stay in outside the card not present business, blah, 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 blah. So this is very limited. Okay, as soon you are talking about HCE, there may be plenty of other ways to do business. But I just want to come back that in the last few years, we were only talking about EMV application or EMV deployment, etc. This is a very fun stuff in the US right now because following Target, following JP Morgan, they are all switching to EMV. But this is a question. Okay, I'm taking a EMV application which is stored on the credit card and I want to put it inside the mobile. Tokenization is completely different. It's a new environment, new risk management, and extra. So take it into account that each time you are switching from different version, the risk management which is behind the thing is completely different. So here, a bank not taking the big one that are able to put 25 people to work with, again, the fruit company or the Mountain Dew company, taking a standard bank, okay? I have EMV cards. All my system is ready for the EMV card. All my risk management is here. I know how to segment my people. And then I want to go to new people that want to use their phone. So this is what I need to go if I'm going to some kind of MyStrap static stuff to EMV. Okay? You need to manage new data because you go to EMV data preparation. You need to manage the key differently. The objective here is that at the end of the day, you have exactly the same application, same risk management. Okay, this is where the market we are working on the last few years. Sorry. So you see that it's more complex. Okay, so people say that a secure element is complex. In this part, secure element, it's only this part, okay? This is EMV data preparation. This is managing to key management and sharing keys between actors. This is not related to secure element because if you use BlackRock technology, if you are talking with a food company, whatever company, you will need to share keys, okay? So nothing to do with secure element. Managing keys, it's part of our business of value-added services. Of course, here there is some actions here. There is if you go to the SIM as an example, you will need to discuss with the MNO. If you go to the embedded secure element, you will need to discuss with some handset manufacturer because they are investing in some part of the chain or the infrastructure. So yes, you will need to pay some fees here, okay? But you can do alone, and you can do even without any security. That's the fun part of the stuff. Again, you manage your risk. Do you want to pay a front fee or do you want to pay fraud? So if you take global platform, so global platform, we are working on the secure element. We are working on the messaging, so all the messages between all the actors. What we recognize that if you are, again, a standard bank that doesn't have 25 people to put in a project, it's quite complex because you need to have the end-to-end view, which is, of course, the key management, the data preparation, all the document that EMVCo is publishing to say that if you do EMV and if you want to stay under the card-present world, you need to do this and this and this and this. You need also to discuss with the mobile network operator. And there is a new field and fun field. It's the mobile devices, all right? Everybody say that 85% of the devices on Android are KitKat compliant. Personally, I have a phone which is in Android. It's not KitKat yet because I don't know what, but I have not received the stuff. And even inside the same phone, nobody knows that, or very few people know that, but you can have 2 or 3 implementation, okay? They just keep the same box, but inside, to make some code saving, they are changing all the components. So if you want to have a view of what are the threads on this component, 6 months after, you will have exactly the same box, but different stuff. Most of the banks today are stuck not on the discussion of the MNO because this is business and they know how to manage that. It's to know, but this mobile devices is with this patch that helps me to do this, or without the patch, nobody knows that today. In UK, as an example, we had some discussion when we start the end-to-end Simplified framework to know how the end user will give us some identifier. And we say, of course, phone number. And the bank in UK say, no, phone number, no, because there is 8 digits to enter, and most of the people are making a mistake when they are entering the 4 digits in my website. So I have 20 or 25% of error because people are not able to enter the phone. That for me was very strange, but in the real world, this UK bank has a lot of issue to use the phone number. So we have decided in Global Platform not to have a view focused on either the TSM or either the secure element, but to try to help people to have the full view. And we have plenty of technology here. We were publishing since 2006, 2007, plenty of technology, but it was not maybe very easy for the end user to see, okay, this is one solution, this is the risk I'm taking, so I'm able to pay or not for this solution. So on the service provider side, because the Global Platform as a standard wants to make everybody happy at the beginning, there were plenty of questions. Okay, so choose me because I'm the trusted service manager, I'm the best of the world, and choose me and you will see that your life will be very fun. I don't know if some of you know XROH. This is a new acronym. There is plenty of discussion right now about XROH. I don't want to enter, but just to say that right now, the market is focusing on this question. XROH versus ROH versus, I'm quite sure that most of the bank doesn't do that. Plenty of discussion about the business. Okay, so delegated mode, not delegated mode, plenty of questions. And it's quite complex. Again, very easy for us, but quite complex for a bank everywhere in the world to do that. And if you take, of course, the product vendor side, for the secure element, it's quite simple because it's a very mature technology which is here for 99, and we have 10 billion of secure element in the world. But most of the people were working on an isolated mode, right? I'm the guy, I have my MNO, or I'm the guy, I'm my bank. I'm doing plenty of stuff for my bank, but one day they need to talk together. And oh, I didn't think about that. And this world is very different from the previous world. Previous world, you have your bank, you are creating the product, you are creating the infrastructure, everything. You are alone on your world, and you do everything you can do to make it proprietary. In this world, we need to talk together, right? So even on the products vendor side, there is no drive to know, okay, how the market wants to grow and how the market wants to work together. So this is all about the end-to-end Simplified framework, okay? Try to help the market to have something which is more targeted. Oh, yes, some animation. So we have created a group inside the Global Platform. It was new because Global Platform normally doesn't go on these details in terms of how to create what we call business model. Okay, we say that business model 1, business model 2, business model 3, and we let the market to decide. Here we have considered that we need to simplify and we need to help the people, because even if people agree on the main type of business, the value is in details, right? So you need to help people. So we have decided to create a group that's simplified, that doesn't talk about only the system or the secure element or the device, but really to encompass that. And finally, we recognize that saying that the secure element is good for all business and all the markets, it's okay. But if you're a bank, if you're a public transporter, you care about your business, okay? A bank today cares about EMV data generation, and the public transporter doesn't care about EMV data preparation. So when you want to help people, you need to take the language, the vocabulary, and of course what are very important for those markets. So we have decided to work by verticals, and the first one is the payment. And we will starting very soon to have a transport stuff, so don't hesitate to join us. Because we want to have something very easy to say that I'm a transporter, I have one or two options, I want to go this and this. Of course, this will be mainly based on secure element, certainly in the future on the TE, because we have a lot of activities right now of standardizing the TE. But today, we are focusing on the secure element. So the idea is really to simplify. So of course we are taking some decision about fun stuff on this country, fun stuff on this country that nobody really understands outside. We try to cut the process to make a process which is very simple, and everything that can be simplified, we try to analyze option by option, parameters by parameters to do something very simple, still having a full view about the process. So you can go in a global platform. There is this v1.0 version which is here. So we made the first analysis, and in fact we are more 1,500 pages, because we read all the GSMA documents, we read all the EMV code documents about NFC, we read of course our specification, we read our configuration, okay, so this is more than that, but there is a 53 pages document today, which is available, and that reduces that, okay? So that talks about single protocol UICC and embedded secure element. We start 1 year ago that nobody was talking about embedded secure element. Now it's more fashion, right, to talk about embedded secure element. So globally, there is 10 pages on these 53 pages per model. Okay, so even it's not 53 pages that you need to read, but just to select the right pages that you want. And it's available on the Global Platform website. So how to use the end-to-end Simplified framework? So again, back to our decision is not to say that there is a secure element. It's you are a bank. So you start by a first question, okay? Do you want to have a UICC? Do you want to have the embedded secure element? Or do you have to have the secure memory card? So nobody is talking today about secure memory card, but I think secure memory card is also a very good solution for you, because even if most of the people think that there is no anymore micro SD slot in the phone, 95% of the Android phone host possibility to add a secure element under Smart Micro SD. Smart Micro SD, it's available now, and with HCE you don't have any issue of connectivities, okay? And smart memory cards are issued like any card, because they can go to the same supplier, request that. So keep into account that smart memory card, first of all, is not dead, and certainly a good solution for some of your deployment. So let's assume that your mobile network operator are making big savings, big sales for the end of the year. So you go to the UICC, okay? So after, question about how you want to manage your packages, your application. Okay, so let's assume that you like to be quite autonomous because you have a possibility to manage your application. So you go directly to the chapter 4. Okay, so there is 2 business questions, and then you go to the chapter 4. And after, in the chapter 4, there is 2 or 3 technical questions, but more strategical, which is, do you want to invest on the OTA platform to be able to deploy that? As an example, if you go to HCE with whatever cloud stuff, you will need to have a platform to update your application on the phone. So it's a question that you will need to take. So how you want to implement your OTA capabilities. Why this question is also important? Of course, when you are going in an Apple Store or Google Store, most of the applications are not personalized for you, right? There is no update for you. There is updates because there is a new version of Angry Birds season 4, but there is no information for you, okay? There is no key for you, there is no account number, there is not the number of tickets that you bought, okay, and need to be updated. So the OTA capabilities to be able to discuss with your application, this is very important in our business. It's not important on the game, it's not important on the freemium stuff, but it's very important of value-added services. So this is a question that whatever the technology that you will select, you will need to go. Either you invest on your own capabilities, or you go to a third party. So this is exactly the question. So I don't know which section. So SPTSM uses its own OTA, so you have decided to invest on your own OTA technology. You are okay to share the package with your friends in your market. And you decide what kind of channel you want to use, either going to the phone. So this is back to my previous question, XROH, right? This is the question today. Are you using a proxy inside the phone to send a PDUs to your secure element, or are you discussing directly to the stuff? So it's three very basic questions that you need to select. Again, this is based on your investment. And here you go to the 3 or 4 pages of what you need to ask to the different partner to say that this is what I want. Okay? So this is new. This is what a standard organization may do to help the market to start, because again, you will need to pay. The question is that where you want to pay and how much. And I think here we can help about the how much, not giving a price to say that this, but to know that if I'm going on this path, this is the investment I need to do, this is the value, because again, storing an EMV application, you stay on the card-present world with the current business model you have with the Visa, with all your customer, including the segmentation of your own customer. And this gives you a vision of the cost, because you will be able to go either to the TSM, either to the MNO, either to your own environment to say that if I'm investing this, I will have an EMV application with the same level. After, of course, you can invest on other stuff. So this is how a standardization body may help to do that. Knowing that if you look the issue we have today, most of the issues are about the connection between the contactless and the reader. Okay, nothing to do with the secure element, the OTA technology, which is quite stable. Today, the issue we have is that there is some phones that are not able to talk with a reader, whatever the technology, whatever the country. So if you go with HCE, you will have exactly the same issue in terms of how the phone talks to the reader. And if you go to the US, it's even worse, because they have a very bad environment in terms of contactless payment infrastructure. So in terms of go-to-market, because this is a document that helps, okay, but people want to have more tangible stuff. So the TSM compliance, it's aligned with the end-to-end Simplified framework. So you will be able, certainly next year, to have SPTSM, MNO TSM that have a stamp to say that I'm able to receive that. This is very important because the first round of big implementation with big actors is done, right? So now we are more targeting tier 2, tier 3 banks, tier 2, tier 3 provider, and it needs to be very simple to connect, to make decisions and to make deals, because people want to do business and not so much technical discussion. So the TXM compliance will be here. There is a strong collaboration with GSMA. So GSMA has launched a strong simplification program. And all the UICC, so of course we are not working with GSMA about the embedded secure element environment, but for the UICC, we are in strong collaboration. And I hope that we will be able to make an announcement. Maybe now or maybe in February. There is something very important in February, right? So I hope that GSMA and Global Platform will be able to do that. So we are also working with SD Association. That we are working with SD Association about how to promote the smart micro SD. So the main message of the SD Association today is that HCE is very fun, because you put a secure element, you have the connection, because at the end of the day, HCE is just a pipe to the CLF front end. So the pipe can be used by a secure element stored inside the micro SD. So again, you're back to your standard way of working, which is I'm issuing a credit card, but not on the plastic model, but on the smart SD. I'm storing that inside the phone, and I'm using HCE to send the PDU, so done, and you can go in a phone with Android KitKat to do that. So we are working with SD Association on that, and there is some discussion with Google about Android L to know what will be available or not in HCE and Android L. And we plan also to do a lot of workshops because, again, most of the tier 2, tier 3 are talking to consultants that helps to do this kind of project. And we do not want consultant to read again the 200, 600 or 700 or 1,500 pages. We want the consultant to say that this is the document, this is the way to do it. There is 2 weeks to take the decision and go on. So, even if we are a standard, even if it's yet another publication of Global Platform, this is definitely not a new publication or new publication as before. This is really a way to drive the market and to say that we consider that there is 2, 3, 4 options that make sense. If you want to do it more, do more, but at least to start with, because most of these projects are starting by pilots, and the success of the pilot makes the project live. So we want really to drive the market to say that this is an easy way to start with. It's really something that we expect most of the partners inside the ecosystem to discuss. Is it compatible with all the standards? Again, EMV, GSMA extra, so you have an insurance that you don't need to verify again that you are compatible. We are working, as an example, a lot with MasterCard, because MasterCard need now to send a guy in all the banks to know how they are doing HCE, how they are doing things like that extra. And MasterCard will want to save some time and say that if you are following end-to-end Simplified framework, go. Okay, so I don't need to ask you the detail, the implementation of your stuff. So we are working with MasterCard to simplify the authorization by MasterCard to deploy systems if you are using the end-to-end Simplified framework. So it's not a toolbox, it's really that if you like, you take the 3 questions, business question, and then you go live, okay? So of course, it's based on all the flexibility of the specification. So if you want to add fun stuff after, there is no limit. Take it really as a way to go and to create your pilot very quickly, and also to have a structure to discuss about the cost. So end-to-end Simplified framework is not only about secure element, it's about TSM. And again, on the discussion with HCE, a lot of people are talking about HCE, but again, HCE is just a little pipe inside the phone. All the infrastructure all around needs to be created. Okay, where you put the key, how to put the key. So the previous presentation showed that there is plenty of possibilities, okay, that are fun, that are new. Global Platform, again, is working on a TEE. It's a way to standardize the TEE part. We have a lot of success, but it's still a yearly technology. So this is really everything you need from the secure element, from the way that you are managing the keys inside your EMV application, the way that you are managing the profile, the way that you will use the TSM or invest on TSM. Is really an end-to-end document. So, and Simplified is not generic. So again, I don't think that if I need to discuss tomorrow with the transportation, I will need to say that banks are doing that, so you need to do that. There is no, it's not the same risk management. There is not the same constraints. You have more issue in terms of public transportation, in terms of performances of contactless, maybe less in the banking. So this is very business oriented. We have started by the financial part because, again, there is a lot of attraction. But we are also looking for other market. I think we will start the transportation market soon. We are in discussion with Smart Ticketing Alliance to do that. Again, Global Platform, we want to help the market, but we don't want to describe how the market is. It's creating this business, so we need to have strong buyer and strong help from other organizations. So for transportation, we are still looking for other organizations, but we will work with Smart Ticketing Alliance. And the next one will be access control. Voila. So really, around this end-to-end simplified framework, take into account that we plan to have the compliance program. So all the program will create bricks of the technology that will be able to fit on your end-to-end flow. And our objective is really increase the speed to market. This is very important. But also give to the actors a way to analyze how much I need to invest and how much I will need to pay for these kind of solutions.